Hello, it's Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and today is Crochet Podcast, a Sunday Crochet Chat. What I've been hooking up, I have one finished object and lots of whips, but I'm only going to show you a few that are all the same. That is awesome. All right, so let's start with the one I'm wearing. I did it. Okay, so I'm Caroline, if you're new here, and I love to crochet, and I love to inspire the love of crochet. And lately, I have been wanting to be more conscious about my crochet and making things that are useful to me. And of course, tops are useful to me. This was a top that intimidated me because I knew it had several different types, a stitch pattern. It had detailing, lots of detailing, even though you can't really, all the details, right? Even though you can't like automatically see it, they are there. And that intimidated me so much. I once did a granny square tank top, and shaping was too hard for me to understand, and it brought fear in me of trying to make anything that was super detailed or even slightly besides a front panel, back panel, add sleeves. This is not a front panel, back panel type thing at all. You make a back panel and you grow. The pattern was free. The pattern was the Vesuvius by Nomad Stitches, who is a very good designer, very popular designer. So let me stand up. So I have been wearing this top all day, and things like I-cord neckline scared me. And I had put this down for weeks and did amigurumi because I was like, do I really want to take that on? Do I really want to spend the time with that right now? Because I use crochet as my relaxed time. I sit in my little recliner, but when I'm doing something like this, I really need to be focused and on point. And another thing I do is I'm a midnight crocheter, so, tired. But this is this is the stitch. It was not hard at all. I was scared for no reason, folks. It was so easy. Okay. And then the way that it connects right here, it's just so cool. It just brings design and style to your top. Now, I did things wrong on this top. One sleeve looks different than the other because I had to make a bunch of notes. But all in all, folks, it wasn't that hard. But I had built it up in my head that it was going to be hard. And it was challenging, for sure. And with good reason, because this top is done, you go this way, then you go this way, then you go this way, then you go this way. But with the sleeves, that is where I made my mistake. Because if you start, this was the end here. If I start here and go that way, then the other stitch will be this way, which will make it upside down. And so that is why I have two different sleeves. This is the correct side, and this is the wrong side. So notice that the main stitch is on that inside, and the single part is on this way, the right side. So this one was done right. So it makes a difference because you're going this way and this way, which way your stitches are going to be, outside or inside. So that is where my challenge was, and I was like, okay, well, I'll try it both ways and see which one's right. I was playing yarn chicken. I had bought 2 balls of this at, this is alpaca silk, and at the Simpler Time in San Diego area. For the yarn crawl, I bought it. And I really wanted to make a garment with it because it was alpaca and silk. And I had bought 2 balls, and it had a lot of yardage. It was over 400, almost 500 yards in each hank. I needed 2 more. And another mistake on that Vesuvius that at least I didn't see. It's not that it was a mistake, it's just that I didn't see it. So she made it as a crop top. But what I didn't realize is that her detail and final piece added about 3 or 4 inches. So I did not know that. And I just made the top super to where my waist ends, not realizing that I was going to have to add 4 more inches to finish the split detail, which I didn't do properly because I didn't have enough yarn. I can't show it to you without showing you all my goods. So there is supposed to be a split much longer, but since I was running out of yarn, and to be squared off just a little bit more, but I was running out of yarn and I had no idea I was adding that much length to it, so I didn't do all the rows on the bottom to give it that definition and split that is in her design. So that's something to keep in mind when I make this again, because this is something I want to make again, because I also made the wrong size. I made large and I should have made medium. Because it is a t-shirt style, it's fitting me quite loose. I've been wearing it all day. I've loved wearing it. I was kind of worried because alpaca silk or alpaca or whatever one, there's some little pokey parts in it. When I was crocheting and I would lay my forearm on it, I would get little pokies and discomfort. But I've been wearing it all day and it hasn't bothered me at all. So I'm wondering when I give it a wash if it'll feel different as well. So that is what I'm really excited for. Oh, I know maybe you're not all interested, but that's what I made, and I'm very happy that I'm making something that is useful, that I'm going to wear, and I really enjoyed it, and it brings up so much confidence. I'm still a little nervous. There is a new designer I see that actually has a new book coming out, and the designs on there look so awesome. They look knit, and I'm just, do I have the brain skills for that? Okay, so I recently did this Amaneko cat in that hideous yarn. I was so disgusted with it. I showed it in my Wednesday whip cart update. I showed that yarn and I showed that cat that just looked awful. The colors looked gross. In the theme of fall in love, I wanted to give that yarn another go, another chance. So I chose a stitch I loved and used that hideous yarn. And you're not going to believe how it turned out. Are you ready for this? Look at that. Now, I don't think the camera is doing it enough justice. This square looks absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. I loved how it was coming out. I loved all the colors. These colors didn't look so hideous anymore. I just love it. I love it. And I loved how where it stopped and ended, it just blended so beautifully. So I took a yarn I hated and did a stitch I loved and got a fabulous little blanket. Now my question to you is, I need help. What do I do now? Because it's not that big. It's probably as big as my Christmas pillow, my boho pillow. It's probably as big as that. I'm wondering if I had one more of those types of yarn. It was called Mandala Tweed Stripes. It wasn't this color, but this one's called Cat's Eye. Actually, I think it's the same. Do you think it's the same? So I have one more, and I'm wondering if I should add this or if I should just put a solid color on it. And this feels amazing. I really loved it. So I'm really excited. I just don't know what to do with it. whether to grow it or keep it the size it is, add to it with this. Not sure. Help me out. Do you got any suggestions? Okay, so I made a granny square outfit, and I wanted to make a granny square bum bag that Craftably Ever After did. I was like, that would be perfect to put my little, I did it to make my outfit all together. So I did it, and I crocheted one. This is the first one. Dun, 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 dun. So here's the first one. And I love this color, and I put it on my Instagram. I was like, which one do you like? Which one do you want on front? And I started sewing it together, and this is the one I was gonna do. But when I was stitching it up and trying to, that was the hardest thing, was making it go to get sewing the insides to make it be this shape. It was so odd to me. And so my favorite piece ended up on the side instead. So I was like, well, at least it's on both sides now. So this is the one that ended up on the front, and this is the one that ended up on the back, which I'm all right with. That's okay. And then I found this on Amazon for $6. But my friends, let me save you the trouble. If you saw my sewing video on Friday, I showed a clip of all the straps I found at Hobby Lobby for the bargain price of $4.99. And this is one of them. $4.99, and this is one of them. And it's, you know, it's just different designs. They had about, if you want to see that, it's in my sewing video. So I chose this one. I bought one anyway. This is the one I got off Amazon for $6. I still need to add my zipper and my lining. And the lining for this one, I think I'm going to use this. Because I'm not buying fabric. I'm just going to use what I have. This is what I have. Thanks to my aunt, my great aunt Eloise. She gifts me all kinds of scrap sewing because she's always going yard sailing. So this is going to go for this bag. And then I made a retro stripes one. Check it out. I'm so happy. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I put my signature color here. But I like that you can choose any side, you know? You just switch it around. I found this one on Amazon, and I just had to get it because of all of its wild colors and the black and white. I really love that detail. So I went with that. So that one's that. And I still need to line this one and add a zipper. And this is what I'm going to line it with. This is a men's shirt, but it has so many great details on it, or interesting details. It has this like lines and these little white. So that is what I'm choosing to put on the inside of this one. And then my final bag that I made is this one. Now the strap that I'm going to use for this is the one I got at Hobby Lobby because it has that silver in it. I thought this silver would go well with it. And then this is the fabric that's going to go on the inside. So there you go. I made 3 crochet fanny bags. I also, if you didn't watch my sewing video, I finished my sewing one. So check out my Friday sewing video if you want to see that. I also showed these, and so let me know if you're interested in any of them. They are notebooks. But go check it out and let me know if you're interested. So that about wraps up my crocheting since I've seen you last. I'm very excited. And just some more Hobby Lobby items that I found were was this adorable little bunny. It is so tiny. It's the size of my pinky. It was just so cute and tiny. I had to get it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Wear it as a necklace. Oh, okay. Also, so we just put out a video on Friday for Fall in Love, and that is to make something fall related that maybe you haven't tried before. Or again, taking something you hated and making and enjoy and falling in love with it. I wanted to chuck that yarn. I wanted to cut it up and make my stuffing, and I'm so glad I gave it another chance because I absolutely fell in love with it. So definitely join us for Fall in Love. It's a crochet along collab that Craftably Ever After, Bonnie at Strawberry Bonnie Crochet, Julie at KS Mom Crochets, and Marsha at Mimi Makes Keepsakes. We're all getting together and making some fall content for you. We started on Friday, and we have until October 1st to have a reveal day of all your special projects. And it doesn't have to be amigurumi, it could be anything crochet. And so I was going all over that. I was talking, our introduction video was on Friday. So I do hope you enjoyed spending time with me this weekend. I definitely made a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye.